What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Jackal Gold Games, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review for the video game Twisted Metal Black, a PS2 exclusive, but I played it on the PS5, on my PS5 Pro. I had the game pulled up in case I need to reference stuff or talk about certain things. So yeah, I played it. I'm only missing one trophy. I'm waiting to get it because I want to stack up the trophies of all the Twisted Metal games in my account. Just want to do it in that way. But I got most of the trophies. Played it on my PS5 Pro digitally because there's a lot of old games you can get through the PlayStation Store. Now, to talk about my history with Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is a series that I did grow up on as a kid. I had various ones around me that I had played and somewhat remember, like 1 and 2 and 4 and all the entries. We had them on PS1. And I remember the Rob Zombie music being in it, which was pretty cool. It is a series that I did grow up around and remember liking, but I didn't know these days if I was still into it because there's certain things I liked or thought I liked as a kid, and I don't know if I still am into it when I'm older. But Twisted Metal is a series that I am still into because I played Twisted Metal Black on PS5 and I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh wow, I am still into this series. I enjoyed my time with this game on PS5. It was nice playing it with the PS5 controller, very comfortable. It looked fine resolution-wise, I thought. I don't know if it was 60 FPS, but I didn't really notice any frame rate drops. There was trophies, but there is not a platinum trophy, which is a shame. But I enjoyed my time with the game a lot. I thought it was really cool going through the story modes in Twisted Metal Black, going through all the characters, seeing their story, playing through the 8 stages. You have the minion boss battle on stage 4, then you have the Warhawk boss battle on the last stage. So I enjoyed going through the stages with all the characters and, you know, playing the boss battles. Everybody has their own story. You got characters like Junkyard Dog, Mr. Grimm, Brimstone, Crazy 8, Sweet Tooth, etc. There's a lot of characters in the game, which I'll pull the characters list up so I can talk about each one. So Junkyard Dog, one of the things I like about this game is each character, when you hit the circle button driver, it tells you a little bit about the character. I think that's pretty cool. I thought Junkyard Dog was alright, but when I first played this game, which this is one of the problems I'm going to get into with this game is almost too difficult. And mind you, I played this game on medium my first time through, and I had a lot of trouble with this game. Apparently this game was rushed, which is why there's certain characters that don't have fully fleshed out cutscenes, and they say it's why the AI seems unbalanced and it seems really difficult. Because the game was too difficult at times, to be honest, to the point where there were times I did almost drop it because I was just getting so aggravated. I pushed through. Certain characters are stronger than others, but you know, just playing the game on medium, I don't think it needed to be that difficult because there were times where AI was just so good that it's like you could barely make a dent, especially that stage driving. That was a real pain. So that is one of the critiques I'll give Twisted Metal Black, is if they could have had more time and not have it been rushed, which however that happened, they should have balanced it better. I could understand it being difficult like that on the highest difficulty, but if you're playing on medium, it shouldn't be that tough. It was a little too much, even for me that I liked, even for someone like me that likes challenging games. I was like, I don't remember the series being this tough. But Junkyard Dog was alright. It was cool to go through his story and see what it was about, and each character has their own stats. You can see what they're best at, what they're low at. His special is a little tricky to nail down. Everyone has their own unique special, so I enjoyed his campaign. Brimstone, pretty fast car. I also like the design of Junkyard Dog's truck as well. I forgot to mention that, and the character. And then Brimstone, I like the design of his car. He's like a religious guy. Junkyard Dog was a guy that was with his wife, and then he had some face damage and stuff like that. Brimstone, religious person. I like the truck he has. There's always a body in the back of his truck, which is one of the things that scared me as a kid, because this game back in the day did scare me. It did. You know, I can handle it now, but this game was really dark. Definitely the most dark Twisted Metal game in the series. But I enjoyed Brimstone's campaign, playing as him, seeing his story. It was pretty fast. His special was interesting. Outlaw, I think he's one of the best gameplay-wise. I breezed through his campaign like nothing. He has really good armor. I kicked ass with him, to be honest. I thought he was really good. Kind of a good guy. One of the things that's interesting about Twisted Metal Black is that it's one of the few games I can think of where you're mostly playing as villains, which is pretty cool. Because most games just play as the hero. And his ending's messed up. What happens to him, I won't spoil it, but I enjoyed going through his campaign, Police Vehicle. And then Mr. Grimm was also another really solid character. He's one of my favorites from this game. Pretty cool story. I like the bike. He has one of the best specials. He throws like this boomerang blade. I don't know what I said before, but it does a lot of damage. He's really good. I wrecked with him. You know, he was a really solid character, I thought. You know, Roadkill, I didn't mind. At first, I didn't know how to feel about his special because you had to charge it up, but I like the design of the vehicle, and I enjoyed his story mode. He's also kind of one of the only good guys, I guess you could say, even though they're all in this tournament killing people. But I enjoyed Roadkill's campaign. His vehicle looks cool. And then you have Crazy 8, which is another thing about the game that scared me as a kid, because his face, like his mouth and eyes are stitched up, so that was another thing that really scared me as a kid. But I enjoyed Crazy 8's campaign. I thought Crazy 8's campaign was actually pretty good, so I enjoyed his too. And then his special's all right. You had to like hit the button a lot to electrocute. You know, Spectre, I enjoyed her campaign, her car. You know, Darkseid, I enjoyed her campaign and the big semi-truck, good story. Same thing with Shadow. Now, the rest of these characters, some of these I'll talk about, they don't have cutscenes. Like Yellow Jacket has cutscenes, but it's like done differently because of the rush development. But Yellow Jacket was pretty solid. I enjoyed playing as that character, a really strong car. Axel was personally always been my favorite Twisted Metal character. Really good to use in this game. Enjoyed playing as him. He only had like one cutscene, and you know, each character has like things they'll say before each stage, so it's probably part of the rush development as well. But I enjoyed playing as him. Warthog, it was one of the best in the game. I mean, he was one of the best gameplay wise. He was super great. His special, shooting a flamethrower, burning the heck out of an enemy. He has tons of good armor, really cool looking vehicle. He was one of the best. I had a lot of fun playing as him. He was great, but he really didn't have any cutscenes besides just one, part of the rush development. And then Manslaughter was pretty good. I liked his special, throw like rocks. He don't have a lot of cutscenes. He only has like one. He wants revenge on Calypso or something. And then Sweet Tooth, he was one of the characters that did have cutscenes, did enjoy story mode. He is an iconic character in Twisted Metal, and he's pretty good in this game. I did enjoy using him. And the last character, which I miss when games did this. You know, a lot of games now just want you to pay for DLC and characters, and it just isn't as satisfying. You beat all the campaigns in this game, you unlock Minion, which is pretty cool. He's great, probably the best or one of the best in the game, gameplay wise. I enjoyed playing through his campaigns. That covers the characters of the game. But, you know, like I said, I enjoyed going through the story modes. I played them all on medium, a lot of good story. The only critique is that some of those characters do not have cutscenes and things aren't fleshed out as much as other characters because of the rush development cycle. Apparently Warhawk was supposed to be a playable character for this game, who's the final boss, which that would have been really cool to see. It's a shame that didn't happen. You have other modes, like you have you have challenge mode, which is basically choose a car in arena and then you challenge opponents, you know, fight to the finish. You have endurance, you got to kill as many people as you can before you get taken out. So, you know, there's stuff here to play. The game has some really good multiplayer, you know, like if you're looking for a PS5 game, you know, that has not only co-op but 4 players, this game has that. You can do, you know, you can verse each other, you can play through the campaign and co-op, a lot of cool stuff there, so I do like that. Now, gameplay-wise, Twisted Metal Black's basically like a car game. You drive around in a car and you fight other people. That basically the overall premise is all these characters have their own agendas and motives for going in this tournament Calypso hosts, and whoever wins gets the wish they want. And the gameplay is you play as cars, you drive around as vehicles, each character with their own vehicle. They all look different. They all do the same in terms of driving and shooting missiles, because you can pick up like missiles and various things to use as weapons on each map. I think the maps in the game are pretty cool. I also like seeing some of the exclusive maps to the multiplayer. Cool maps, cool areas and design there. I like the dark tone the game has. It's really cool. I really like that. I think it's pretty cool. It was big for the series because it was the first time the series went in that direction. I really wish Dynasty Warriors would do something like this, go for an M rating and really like change it up. But gameplay, you know, driving around in a vehicle, shooting each other, blowing each other up, using the special. You got life. You got like 2 lives. Take out all the enemies. You advance through the stage. Sometimes there's 7 enemies or 8 enemies, and if it's a boss battle, it's only like 1 stage. But I enjoy the gameplay in the game. I'm not really one to be super into cars or be into racing games and stuff like that. Never really been my thing. But Twisted Metal is one of the few times where I think I could, you know, be for the car aspect of a game, just because of the personality of the characters and the story aspect and the just this game with its dark tone, and you know, just there's more to it than just racing. And it's not really racing, it's just you're killing each other, you're killing other opponents. They just do it in a very interesting way. And this is a really good PlayStation exclusive series. It still is exclusive to PlayStation. And I think it's a really good series. I have not seen the TV show. I do want to revisit the other ones that are also on PS5, and I'd like to go through the whole series because I only have access to Twisted Metal Black, at least on PS5. I do have Twisted Metal Head On, that's on PSP, and I do have the Twisted Metal PS1 games, but my PS2 kind of, it's not working that much anymore, so yeah. With Twisted Metal Black, I enjoyed overall, and I did enjoy playing this game. Story mode was really cool, and I liked going and playing through all the characters. Good tone, good art style, good personality of characters, done really well. Cool dark tone, and a nostalgic game for me because it was one of the few things that really scared me as a kid. I enjoy it more as an adult than a kid though, because one of the things I notice is when you're a kid, you don't pick up on as much stuff. And you know, I never played through all the story modes as a kid, and as an adult now I play through all the story modes, and it's just much more enjoyable in that aspect, and just a solid game. You know, it would be cool if they would add the other Twisted Metal games to be played on PS5, all the ones you can't play. You know, because there's other, like I haven't played Twisted Metal PS3, that's another one I haven't played, but yeah, I enjoyed my time with this game. Like I said, the only critiques, not every character has cutscenes because of the rush development, and it can be a really difficult game. I mean, it took me a lot of perseverance in playing over and over and over again to like get past certain parts. So if you're new to the series, or you know, if you're just starting with this one, I recommend putting it on easy for your first time through, unless you can trial and error over and over again to get it done on medium. So yeah, that's what I got to say about Twisted Metal Black. That's my review of the game. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of this game if you've played it, and if you made it this far, comment who your favorite Twisted Metal character is. But that's it for this review of Twisted Metal Black. Peace out. Oh, and one other thing I got to mention, there is music in the game, which I don't mind the music as well. I think the music is fine for what it is, but yeah, peace out.